All right, so I think we are ready to start. Without further ado, let's start our session. So today's career session or career challenge is going to be about decision making framework. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and see what we have to our tutorial. Then after tutorial, as usual, I will share with you the challenge document and go through the exercise and what we have to do as the call to action of the session. So this is going to be the agenda, introduction. After introduction, we're going to see the rationalism versus emotional, but also see about the frameworks, the categories of decision, the regret minimization frameworks, and also see some tips. So when it comes to decision making is the cognitive process we engage in when we are faced by choices, any kind of choices or dilemmas or a problem that requires a course of action or a solution at that time. So can I give an example? Maybe um, you were traveling back to Addis Ababa, and maybe you in Rwanda, someone called, oh, there's this meeting that you have to attend before you reach to Ethiopia. But then you have to take a decision. Should I go back or should I continue? If you continue, of course, there will be some effects. Why you continue? If you go back, of course, there's also some effects, may either positive or negative. So decisions, after decision, there's effects or there's results. Yeah. So that's why it's a process. Going forward, saying about rationalism versus emotional, when it comes to decision making, so decisions are influenced by rationality and emotion, either emotions or rationality. As our example, going to traveling from maybe Rwanda to Ethiopia. So you might be like, oh, but I was gonna face, maybe I was gonna meet my friend, I was gonna maybe see my mom. This kind of relationship emotions on your decision. So rationality is making decision based on or with reasons or with logic. That's rationality. A decision with rationality. Then emotion can sometimes override logic. Like you don't have to care about logic or maybe whatever the results or whatever effects of your decision. You just put more effort or you just consider your emotions. Maybe it's about something you're losing, maybe it's about your happiness, maybe it's about anything. But there's rationality is also part of emotion. Rationality I've seen is when you're making decision based on reason. There's a specific reason why you're making that decision, or there's a specific logic that you're considering to make that decision. But on part of the emotion, you don't consider anything. You just consider your emotions. Okay, so factors influencing rationality, of course, when you're taking decision based on logic or based on some reasons, there's of course some factors. There's personal values and beliefs, of course, but then you consider your values. If I take this decision, this is what it's gonna result in. If I take this decision, maybe I'm gonna lose money, or maybe this will cost more, or maybe this will give me more results, or maybe this will lead me to my goals, achieving my goals. So that's one factor when it comes to personal values and beliefs, but also there's cognitive biases. You have to be biased or maybe come on one side or support one side. But there's also information availability with the rationality or rational decisions. You have full information. There's full information. There's information about the decision you're going to take. There's fully understanding of what you're going to do. There is like you really know what you're going to do, and you're aware of the results, and you're aware of what's next. That's also another factor for rationality, decision making. There's also risk and reward perceptions. It's either there's risk or there's also maybe reward perceptions. You might be maybe uh, expecting maybe some reward upon your the decision that you're making. Coming up to our example, going to Ethiopia from Rwanda. For example, maybe you are going for interview. For you to not come back to Rwanda, continue taking a decision to continue to Ethiopia, maybe the interview is you're gonna be successful. Maybe it's gonna be your dream job. That's an example of reward. But also there's also risk. There's something you wanted to do in Rwanda that's taking you back. So you're taking that risk. Yeah. Coming to the last point of our last factor here, but not least, is also past experiences. Maybe you have experienced that decision, or maybe you know the process before. There's actually, when it comes to factors influencing rationality, there's aware. You know what you're doing. You know the decision, and you know every process. So coming up to factors influencing emotional or computational decision making. Um, by here, there's number one factor is emotional output. Maybe there's this mood, you're tired, you take decision based on emotions or based on moods that you're having currently. There's also cultural influence, maybe your parents, there's maybe some culture influencing your decision because of emotions, maybe you can't, there's maybe a rule based on your regional beliefs, and that rule, you can't break that rule. So that comes in culture. There's also time constraints. Maybe there's no time. So you have time to make this decision on this side. So you just make decision based on emotions. Physical factors, there's also maybe it's raining. When it comes to physical factors, maybe any kind of example you can take. There's also cultural and environmental or environment that will also influence the decision making based on emotion or intention or modes. Going forward to the next, or is it sliding? Okay, decision making framework. Let's now see the decision making framework together here. I don't know if you will be able to see. I think you can see. Though I'm finding a way to make a zoom so I can see it clearly. Yeah, but we have. Let me confirm if you can see the screen well. Can you see the screen and be able to read? If you zoom maybe on your side. Let me confirm. Anyone can confirm with me, please, if you can be able to see the screen and read. Okay, I think we're on the same page. Okay, so the decision-making framework, we have type 1 decision, hit pause, and there's no going back. Sorry. So type 2, the decision type 2, you move fast, break some classes, and analyze process. So coming here, if you can see, maybe we're gonna see more information the challenge document. So type 1, there's park a parachute, review already available data, understand milestone when the decision can be reversed versus when it has impacted. So decide additionally or based on data. Set a review schedule based on milestone. The type 2 here, what's the heck? Why not? Why not doing it? Decide on the spot based on experience. Set a reminder to check the outcome and consider changing the course. This is the reverse going up there. Then consequential, we have do lots of research, explore possible scenarios, evaluate and quantify risk, decide rationally and carefully. This is when it is consequential. Then when it comes to irreversible, um, you look before you leap, review already available data, decide on the spot based on the experience. So when it comes to decision making framework, you have the consequential, the reversible, and a consequential. I think I will also share the link with this tutorial so that you can also read clearly if you're not able to read it or on the screen, and also the challenge document will explain it more. But before we go forward, if you have any question about the decision making framework, you can raise and or ask. Okay, maybe I guess no questions. So decision making framework part one, you can also click in here, is accessible on this link. So you have to somehow make high quality or high velocity decisions. Speed matters in business, plus a high velocity decision making environment is more fun to. This is by Jeff Bezos, the founder and the CEO of Amazon. He once said that about the decision making work. Going forward, well, we did with minimization framework in a nutshell. So we have the project, is this part of reflection, is the level of internalize, is observe, and react. So here on the project part, the first step is about projecting yourself in the final year of your life. Jeff Bezos talks about 8 years as this is the age where you think back at your life and where all the regrets come hunting you. When it comes to reflection or reflecting, once you are visualizing and projecting your older self-reflect, what if I hadn't taken that opportunity? And a feeling of um, excitement or anxiety, or in thinking, what if I fail? So when it comes to project part here, you're thinking about the first step, projecting yourself in the final years of your life. And then when it comes to reflecting, you're asking yourself, what if I fail? What if I didn't do that? And then when it comes to internalize, if your body and mind both tells you that regretting it would be much more worse than trying and failing, then you're almost ready to go. When it comes to this part of observe, is the older self happy with this decision? If so, move on. On the level of React, once the process above has been completed, you go to act. So going up to the last part of the tutorial, we have tips on decision making. Decision making are made with powerful information. If you don't have information, you can make powerful decisions. So you need to have, you need to fool yourself with information on the decision you're making. If it's going to affect you in this way, is it positive, is it negative? So to make a decision, that's number one tip. They don't have to be perfect to work. Your decision doesn't have to be so perfect to work. Consider time factor, then simplify and minimize the decisions. Talk to mentors or any other people that you believe they can help you in that case. Then gather enough data. You have to collect enough data for your decision. So how is decision making relevant in workplace? How is it really relevant in workplace? Maybe in any uh, even in trainings here, how does decision making, how do you make decision when it comes to professional or corporate decisions? How do you make decision when it comes to accepting this opportunity or not accepting it? How does it work? So decision making scenarios in a workplace setting comes like this: choosing which task to prioritize when multiple projects have upcoming deadlines. That is decision number one: choosing the which task to prioritize, like prioritization in when it comes to tasks in the workplace. Decision about selecting the best platform for a new digital marketing campaign for several options. That might also be a decision. Maybe you want to use Instagram, maybe you decide to use LinkedIn, maybe decide to use those kind of decision. Deciding how to handle difficulties. Difficult client, offer a discount, or stand firm. How does that decision affect you? Is also those kind of decision. Another scenario, deciding the best way to respond to a co-worker's invitation, a happy hour event. Maybe they invited you, maybe you don't want to go. Maybe there's also the scenario, whether to speak with a manager about a potential promotion or raise. There's a scenario of selecting the most suitable candidate for a junior position from a pool application. A pool of applicants, deciding how to react when a team member constantly misses deadline. Scenario number 8, whether to accept a new job offer or stay in your current position. So there's different scenarios by making decision in workplace setting, and that marks the end of your tutorial. So we jump in the careers careers challenge document. So before we go to the document challenge, let me see if there's any question for the tutorial, how you understand decision making or decision making framework. Are we good to go? Let me see a hand moving or something. If we are good to go to the careers challenge document. Any feedback? All right, amazing. Thank you so much, Kasama. So here, here there is the current challenge document. As you can see on my screen. So this Kifiya AI training program 2, 8, of course. Program 3 as a mistake. So the current exercise decision making. The due date is going to be 11th February 2025. 2025. So this is the program 2. Then introduction. I think this one is not gonna take a long time. I will read each and everything. So introducing the careers challenge document. As you embark on your 10 academic journey, you will encounter numerous decisions to shape your experience and future career path. Adapting a strategic decision-making framework, such as one inspired by Jeff Bezos, can enhance the quality of your choices and help you stay focused and motivated. The Bezos decision-making framework. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is known for his thoughtful approach to decision-making. He categorizes decision into 2 types, type 1 and type 2, as I've seen there in the tutorial. Type 1 decisions are significant, strategic, and have long-lasting consequences. They are often irreversible and requires careful consideration. Type 2 decisions, on the other hand, are smaller, reversible, and less consequential. They provide flexibility and allow for experimentation. Understanding this framework will help you navigate your learning journey effectively. More details are available on this slide tutorial. You can see the link here, and it's going to be accessible. So instruction. Consider the following scenarios in workplace that consider all the following scenarios in our workplace that may require you to use decision-making skills. Number 1, stating the type of decision it is, type 1 or type 2, giving detailed reasons to your answer. Number 2, document your decision-making process. This could be writing down the option available and stating their advantage and disadvantage. Number 3, provide a final decision you made, giving a detailed reason as why you choose that or you choose it. Take your time to provide thoughtful responses that align with the scenario and your company. So exercise number 1 or scenario number 1. You are the second, I think Okay, there are not that many. We can go through it. You are the second employee to join a fintech startup that offers credit scoring predictions for Uganda based on mobile credit purchases. Your CEO developed a new algorithm as part of her PhD research, and you will help her commercialize it. Your CEO wants to choose a cloud platform using a AYS and GCP, sorry, and Azure. Her goal is to raise investment and exit in 5 years. Make a recommendation for the guidelines on the instruction above. Scenario number two, at the project manager, as the project manager at Green Farms, you have successfully led a team of 15 for the past 3 months, 3 years, building and maintaining state of the art greenhouses for farmers. The CEO has an ambitious vision to enhance the company's offering by integrating IoT devices into every farm, aiming to revolutionize resources monitoring and provide valuable insights to farmers. The challenge lies in executing this vision within a constrained budget. Make a recommendation following the instruction above to your CEO between two strategic options. Number one, hire a new team member with specialized skills in IoT integration and assign them a competitive salary to lead this initiative. This option provides immediate expertise, but may strain the budget, especially if the salary expectations are high. Number two, invest in the training. Invest in training your existing team members, upskilling them to handle IoT integration. This approach leverages the current team's knowledge of the business and reduces the need for new hire, but it may require a longer implementation timeline and it could potentially impact the team's capacity to manage other projects. So those are the scenarios and deliverables. Of course, a report answering the questions in the instruction above in each scenario given. Of course, the grading rubrics. These are the grading rubrics called platform recommendation, high on train, scenario two, and that will be it. So how is this career challenges will be helpful in life or is going to help you? Of course, making wise decision is a valuable skill that impact our work and the personal lives. So in our professional lives, we navigate tasks and projects, and our choices shape the outcome, of course. So good decision enhance productivity and lead to successful collaboration in our social sphere. We select enjoyable activities and nurture relationships, while creators bring us joy and foster meaningful connections. So ultimately, the art of making thoughtful decisions empowers us to achieve our goals. So embrace opportunity and create a fulfilling and enriching life. So it's going to just help you to understand all about decision making and how you can make your decision professionally. So I think that's it for today's career challenge introduction. Unless you have any question, then we call it a day. Any question? Amazing. I guess there's no question. So thank you so much. I will stop recording and end the call here. All the best for the exercise. See you on 11.